Good morning, boys and girls. Miss Noble here. Today's reading lesson is going to be more about nonfiction books. So something that we notice about nonfiction books, remember, books that tell us information or teach us something about the world. We learned yesterday that they have real life pictures, right? If we open this up, it looks like someone actually took a picture of these. It's not something that somebody drew, right? So today what we're going to explore when it comes to nonfiction books is this it's called a text feature. And a text feature sounds so fancy. And it's just a fancy word for something that's a little bit different than just the words on the page, okay? And what we're going to talk about today is labels. And I know that you know all about labels because in the beginning of writing workshop, we would label everything, right? And for science, we've labeled fish and we've labeled worms. No, I can't remember what we labeled, but I know we labeled some animals, especially fish, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to use our book and our labels in our book to help us read new words, okay? So I'm going to use my honeybee book to show you, and then I have another book that's a little more grown up to show you. So this one has simple sentences that I can show you though. So this book here, this page says, honeybees, I'm reading backwards. Honeybees have 2 antennas. Now, if I didn't know what this word is, honeybees have 2, and that's a pretty big word. And I notice that it's over here as well. And it's pointing to these 2 long things sticking out of the bee's head. And maybe I've heard that before about other bugs, that they have antennas. And I see this word pointing to these 2 things. And this says antennas, just like this does. So sometimes when we don't know a word over here, the label might help us, okay? Because the label is always pointing to what it's talking about. So sometimes the picture can help us with the label, right? Let me find another one for you. Ooh, this one's kind of cool. Honeybees have 5 eyes. Okay, so now we're looking at different eyes, right? And here it's pointing to 3 things and then 2 bigger things here. So this must say small eyes and large eyes. Okay, so it's pointing out, this didn't tell me that some of them are bigger than the other. This just told me that there were 5 eyes, but my labels are telling me that these are small and these are big, or small and large, I should say. So not only can our labels help us figure out what a word means, it can also give us more information than just the words on the page itself. Okay, let's see if I can find one more, and then I'll show you my other book with labels, okay? This page says, honeybees carry pollen on their legs in pollen baskets. And you're like, what's a pollen basket, right? And you look here, this is showing you, boop, 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 boop. Right here is a pollen basket. That's what it's labeling. It's showing you. Okay, so labels can do lots of things. They can help us figure out words that we don't know. They can help give us more information, like more detail than the information in just the regular words tell us. And they can help us like picture something. We didn't know what a pollen basket was. I was picturing a shopping basket when they said basket. So a pollen basket is right here. Pretty cool, right? What labels can do. So then in this book, I have my other dog book, but this one's a little bit more for older kids just because those are lots and lots of words on this page, right? But I thought I would just show you maybe this part, his jaws and his teeth. And you can see how they're pointing to different types of teeth and they're labeling and telling you something about each type of tooth. Okay, so labels aren't just in books for little kids, right? They can be in books for lots and lots of people, okay? So we label things because it helps us to learn more and it helps us figure out words and picture things that we weren't aware of before. Okay, so today I want you to practice labeling, and since we did 2 animal books and since in science we've been talking about animals, I would love for you to draw me a picture of any animal that you know a lot about, okay, and label its parts. So if it has a nose, if it has a mouth, if it has big funny tusks coming out and you want to label that, if you know that their feet are called hooves, or if it's a horse and it has horseshoes, whatever you want, I want you to label all the parts that you possibly can on an animal, your choice of an animal. Okay, and I want you to bring that to our end of the day meeting, because maybe you'll teach somebody else about something new you just learned, or something that they didn't know about animals. Like maybe you know that an elephant's nose is called a trunk, right? And maybe somebody else didn't know that. So bring your labeled picture to the end of the day meeting, and I will see you later. Okay, bye-bye.